Hey, Danny, how you doing, man?
Into time and space.
Yes, very, very good, Danny.
Have you ever played the game Red Alert?
I have not played Red Alert. What is the synopsis of the game?
It's like
Give me a brief plot synopsis.
It's like an alternate history kind of thing where you play as like the Soviet Union, and they just sort of like take it. And it's Tim Curry plays the leader of it, and there's just this great meme in it, and he's like, "I'm going to the one place that hasn't been corrupted by capitalism, space." Yeah, so it's a fucking wacky game, but it's quite funny.
I do like that. It reminds me of that space capitalism episode with the 12th Doctor and what's it, Bill?
Space
Where they have to like pay for each breath, and the Doctor's like, "Oh, it's capitalism in space, times a million, or whatever."
We'll get there.
One day.
Yeah, but while we're waiting, we are doing season 1, episode 11, Boomtown.
So I just like the implication that the entire rest of this whispers. It's just waiting for that one episode.
Yeah, just
we'll get to there and then just stop.
Yeah, it's good. What a day that'll be. You hear that? Hear that kind of Coke opening? That's capitalism, baby.
That's right. I'm eating a pastry.
Nice. But anyway, Boomtown was written by Russell T Davies. It was directed by Joe Ahern, and it's starring Christopher Eccleston, Billy Piper, John Barrowman, Noel Clarke, and shit. Who plays Blondfell Foch?
I have absolutely no idea. Oh no, I've got it open.
That's terrible. I've met her before as well.
Annette Badland.
That's right, Annette Badland. Well, there you go. Do you have an opening statement?
I do have an opening statement. An intensely moral story, which is the epitome of classic sci-fi. I really like it, as I like all classic sci-fi.
Cool.
I like it.
Nice. Fuck's sake. Someone's just shouting bye. I'm not even going to edit it out.
There's no one in.
Bye! Just said I said I was like, right, okay, I'm going to be recording, so can you not like shout up to me or anything like that? Bye! Bye!
Not that you're mad or anything.
No.
Have you got an opening statement, Coco?
I do, yeah. A continuation of an arc that adds development to an already ruthless character. An interesting exploration of morality and capital punishment. Oh, and poor fucking Mickey again.
Yeah, right?
Jesus Christ. But, yeah, so creepy room questions?
We can make that my first note. Mickey has such a crap life at this point.
Yeah.
He's just following Rose with such intense desperation.
She lied about needing a passport for him to just go to fucking Wales. When they could have...
What's their journey time from London to Cardiff? I've genuinely got no idea.
They could have just picked him up in London. And
yep, they could have done,
but
and yet instead...
He got the train to Wales when they've got a fucking space-time ship.
Between 2 and 3 hours, it looks like.
So he's so hard done by, honestly.
He really is, it's true.
It's so bad. Yeah, and she left.
But is he actually with Thingy, or not? Was it Trisha Delaney? Is he actually with Trisha Delaney?
I mean,
I feel like they kind of left that unresolved in a weird way.
I think he was, and like just as a sort of... I mean, Trisha's getting hard done by as well, because ultimately she's just a coaster for... It's like until Rose shows up in Wales... Trisha's, got Mickey, and then as soon as Rose calls, it's like, "Bye, Trisha!" It just runs off.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. It's just almost like a rebound when he hasn't broken up with Rose yet.
Yeah. And then
a rebound that isn't a rebound yet.
When Rose says he deserves better, yes, he fucking does. I like the fact that they don't just ignore that she just basically got in a ship with someone, ran off, and then asked her boyfriend to come to Wales so that... because she's with him at the moment. It's like, can you come to Wales and bring my passport, please? And if I was Mickey, I'd probably be like, no, go and get it yourself, because I'm not fucking going to Wales.
You are in a spaceship. You can go to your house.
Yeah.
If you need to.
Jesus Christ.
I've got a bit of a weird question. Lord Mayors don't really have that much power, do they?
No, they don't. So I don't know why they're...
I'm pretty sure they're a sort of a, no, I was going to say devolved. That's not the right word. They're like a, aren't they like an extension of the crown?
Yeah,
in some way.
yeah.
I think.
Right,
but like the like this like Blonde Phil Fox won't be the mayor elect. She'll be a representative of the Queen, as it were.
Yeah, and I really severely doubt that she has the ability to launch a fucking nuclear power plant that's bigger than Chernobyl.
She's giving it a bloody good go, is what she's doing.
Yeah. My favourite quote of this episode, it was a very icy patch.
Oh, yes, I love that. That's correct. He was decapitated. It was a very icy patch.
Oh, God.
Also, by the way, that secretary, dedicated as fuck.
He just had to leave the mayor alone.
The doctor, leave the mayor alone, and then attacks a man.
Yeah, it's like, she can't be that good. I mean...
How much is she paying him?
Yeah. I'd imagine a lot for it to be... It's like,
I wouldn't, to be honest.
Yeah, but if she's like... If anyone comes to find me, you need to make sure that you stop them enough for me to run away and assemble my earrings together to make a teleport. It's quite a dark. It's quite a dark episode, and yet it's got quite funny bits in it.
Yeah, completely. But then, hang on. If anybody comes to find me...
Oh, sorry, I just
the lady
completely...
with a public office. Do you know what I mean?
I just completely skipped over that, sorry. Wait, what we talking about now? What's happening?
No, I'm saying she's in a very public office. In both the actual building itself is public.
Yeah.
Plus, she holds a public office in this universe. She's a well-known person.
Yeah.
Lord Mayor of Cardiff. That makes her a fairly well-known person. At the very least, in Cardiff, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Plus the fact she's in the paper wearing like all the gold and all that sort of stuff.
Uh-huh.
And yet, why? And yet, if anybody comes to find me, you've got to push him off the balcony. What? Surely people are going to come and find her anyway.
Yeah.
Surely it's kind of if she seems to believe she's some kind of elected official. So in that case, shouldn't she believe that people should come and find her?
So, and yet, why didn't people think that she was dead?
Yeah.
Because she was in...
What, was nobody like, oh, what, you were at Downing Street and then it blew up and then all of a sudden you were in the Isle of Dogs in a skip?
Yeah, so she was very quick and got her skin suit and then teleported in a skip on the Isle of Dogs. So I doubt she had time to change because they were all in the room when the what do you call it? The thing was about to hit. The missile.
The missile.
Yeah.
So she grabbed her skin suit, didn't put it on, but teleported to a skip on the Isle of Dogs.
Yep, and then put it on afterwards. Where is the Isle of Dogs?
I have no idea.
Let's Google it.
Isn't it a film starring Bryan Cranston?
Yeah, that is a film called The Isle of Dogs.
Isle of Dogs. Oh, that's the film. London? It appears to be in London.
Oh.
You know that? Right, you know when you're watching EastEnders?
Yeah.
And you know how the River Thames is like sort of a bit meandery but mostly straight, but then there's that bit where it just is like a U.
Yeah.
That's where the Isle of Dogs is.
Oh.
Next to Canary Wharf, apparently.
Next to Torchwood. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. But I love the conversation between her and the doctor. It's like
when they're at the restaurant.
Yeah, when she's like, I spared her life, I can change, and the doctor's just like, no, that's how you live with yourself. You just let one of them go now and again. So that is such good. Russell T Davies is so good at dialogue, I think. But he
really is. That's true.
Here's the big question, Lewis.
Yep.
Does she deserve death?
Well, I think generally I'm opposed to the death penalty.
Yeah.
The thing is,
I mean, in the context of
like
if you were the doctor, would you take her? Let's say there wasn't a fucking big rift thing, and she's definitely going back to Raxacoricovalipatoris to be like skinned and turned into soup. Would you take her back there?
I honestly don't. I wouldn't want to take her back to a death sentence.
Yeah.
But similarly, I wouldn't want her to get away scot-free.
No.
I feel like I'd want some kind of a middle ground. Whether it's trying to make an appeal to the High Council of the Rexicorophalapatorians or something. Or do you know what I mean? I don't know what that would look like, but I oppose this concept of the death penalty.
Yeah.
But I also wouldn't want her to just be like, all right, well, send me to the other members of the family where I'll be safe.
Yeah, because she will just start again. You know how she says, "Oh, you're my executioners," and well, they're not though, because they're just sort of taking you there.
It's like blaming the taxi driver that takes you to court.
Yes,
for your sentencing.
You're my judge. It's like, mate, I'm just want to take you to the fucking courthouse. I'm not doing it.
You told me to take you to the courthouse. Come on.
Yeah, you paid me to take you.
I like that the Slitheen have like hyper developed arms. Like the claws are kind of odd. I get it.
Yeah.
They're a predator species, but it's a bit odd. But like the sort of protruding bones and stuff, it's very predator species. It's very sort of, you can sort of believe that that's the evolutionary track they went down.
Yeah. Why would she give the information about the poison darts and all that before doing it? Like,
That's a good point.
Even if he knew, she doesn't know that he knows. So why wouldn't you just do it?
Yeah.
Rather than saying, as a final resort, and fucking a poison dart in her finger. It's like, just do it. You could have done it when it, and then I've got to ask, what would the plan be then?
If she did poison dart him.
Yeah, she's killed him, right? And but she's still got the bracelet on, and she sort of needs to go back to the TARDIS anyway. Because the rift opens, and then she needs to go onto that fucking surfboard thing. So if she killed him, she would be fucked.
Yeah, she would be, unless she'd have to sort of, it's like, I don't know, like stealing a car or something. She'd have to swap into a new body.
So she'd need
become the Lord Mayor of, I don't know, some other place.
She'd need to carry him though, because if she doesn't, she's going to get shocked with like 1,000,000 volts or something like that.
Oh yeah, or at least chop off his hand.
Yeah, chop off his hand and carry that. It's like, but you need to run back to the TARDIS anyway. So why would you even ask to go out? Why didn't you just stay there and wait? She could have just sat there and waited and then just poison darted Jack. That's one down. Rose is out with Mickey, so who knows? And then just get your big Slitheen claw and kill the Doctor. Done. Snap him like I promise.
I'd have to say I didn't see that coming. I mean, it's been ages since I've watched these, but I didn't see it coming that she was going to turn on her promise. I genuinely thought she was having some sort of redemption.
Yeah.
In a strange way of like, sort of, I want to get better, I want to not be doing this anymore, sort of thing.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose it is about your upbringing, you know. It's like if you're born into a family where you kill someone at the age of 12, it's like,
Maybe killing is a little bit in your blood, yeah.
I don't like Jack's new haircut.
What is up with it? I genuinely didn't notice that it's changed.
It's shorter. I prefer it when he was, the longer one where he had...
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, that one. I preferred that. That's sort of 1940s.
Okay.
Sort of...
I'll send a letter to John Barrowman.
Yeah, what the fuck are you doing, mate?
John Barrowman, come on, mate. Grow your hair.
There's so many sexual innuendos. So
there are a bit, yeah.
Dinner and bondage.
Yeah, that was a bit strange.
I love how repulsed the Doctor is as well. It's like, here we are on
bloody hell, no thanks.
Here we are on a date, and you haven't even asked my... It's not a date.
It's not a date, you stupid. Just getting very aggressive with it very quickly. I like the consequences speech. Considering the Satellite 5 they go back to, it makes a lot of difference of like, the Doctor's always running away from his consequences, so when he accidentally ends up in the same place again, he suddenly realises, oh shit, yeah, it's sort of horrible here. Because of me, as a direct result of my actions, I've bugged it up.
Yeah, you might as well be a god. You play with so many people's lives. It's true.
Yeah, every time travel, it kind of... You're removing yourself from the thing that unifies everyone, which is like the slowly encroaching march of death.
Yeah, definitely.
In a strange way.
I've got to say, see when Mickey says it about Trisha Delaney, Rose then goes, she's a bit big. It's like, wow,
Yeah, that's a bit weird.
what a horrible thing to say. It's like, oh,
What a horrible first reaction.
Yeah.
Considering that he's been kissing her, her first reaction isn't, well, you've been kissing me all night, what's Trisha going to say?
yeah.
Surely that should be her first reaction and not, well, Trisha's a bit on the larger side, isn't she?
Yeah, or oh, good for you. I shouldn't expect you to be loyal since I fucking ran off and nearly got you done as a murderer. It's like, what? Oh, the relationship is so messed up in so many.
Yeah, it kind of is a bit. Doesn't Mickey end up with Martha in the end?
Yeah, it does.
When David Tennant's doing his farewell tour.
Yeah.
And they're like fighting not a Jadoon, what's he? The
Sontaran.
baked potato ones. Sontaran, yeah.
Yeah, he does, and they look happier, I think.
Yeah, I presume they are, yeah.
And Rose is with a fake doctor that's human but has the doctor's brain and that. Oh, Jesus. It's a fucking head hurter, that one.
Well, we'll get there. So Slovenians aren't mammals?
No.
Are they reptiles? Are they fish? Are they birds?
That's a good point. Yeah.
Are they cold-blooded? If you touch a Slovene, are they cold to the touch, like a snake or a fish?
Maybe. I'd imagine so. I mean,
do they need heat lamps?
They're just made of calcium, though, aren't they?
Well, yeah, but we're just made of carbon.
Yeah, but I don't know how what would blood work differently in a calcium body.
I don't know. All our blood does is ferry oxygen about the place. We're presuming Slovene also need oxygen.
Yeah.
So I guess it'd have to do the same thing.
But when they explode, they don't explode like blood or anything like that. They just explode sort of gooey
Green
sort
goo.
of cheese or something like that.
Yeah, but then Spock, his blood's green, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true.
So, what about Spock's blood? Is that also sort of green cottage cheese looking stuff?
I know, but it's sort of just green blood, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Rather than like cottage clotted cheese.
Mm. But then I suppose it's like tipping acid over a human will be a different thing to making them swallow a grenade or something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
It's maybe the acid, it does something to the chemicals in their body or some kind of stuff.
Maybe.
But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and presume a Slovene isn't a mammal.
Yeah, because they produced in it. Well, I mean, they could be like a platypi.
But do they have a beak? No.
Well,
Do they have webbed feet? No.
that's true. Did you know, folks, that a platypus is the only mammal that produces an egg?
Yeah.
I
did know
There you
that.
go. I'm saying that as if that's a thing. Fact of the day on Whispering into the Void.
I do like the mention at the end of how the TARDIS is a bit alive. I like that being a recurring sort of theme.
Yeah.
That episode of The Doctor's Wife where they have... Is it Saram Jones?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, and she plays the living embodiment of the TARDIS's sort of spirit or whatever you want to call it.
That's right.
I liked that as a concept. I didn't like it as an execution. I do like this idea of it's alive, but it's also a bit sort of eldritch.
Neil...
And we've got no idea how it sort of works, no idea where it came from. Do you know what I mean?
Neil Gaiman wrote that.
Oh, did he? Neil Gaiman of Good Omens fame?
Yeah, and American Gods and all that.
Yeah, that's cool.
I mean, they say like, oh yeah, they weren't built, they were grown and all that. It's like, well, they must have been built in some way, because they build a TARDIS like in that. It's like David Tennant's, they weren't built, they were grown. It's like, well, there's machines in it.
That's true, but then the only thing I have, the only frame of reference I have, even slightly, is this book I read called Leviathan, which is absolutely fantastic. It's like a sort of a young adult book, so don't go into it expecting anything heavy, but I really like it.
Yeah.
It's like an alternate reality version of World War One, where I always forget because there's so many different political powers in Europe at the time. But like the British and the British's allies in World War One have these living sort of, they like genetically modify animals to serve the war effort.
Uh-huh.
So like instead of like airships and zeppelins and stuff, they genetically modified whales.
Oh.
To be like big flying things full of hydrogen, and they've got these hydrogen tanks, and they have these dogs with lots of noses that sniff for hydrogen leaks and stuff like that. And that's the only point of comparison I have in even the slightest possible way.
Yeah.
So the only thing I thought is it must be some kind of a hybrid of machine and alive. in the same way that in this book, Leviathan, it's like, yeah, it's an alive sort of whale, but also there are ladders and rooms and tables and chairs and things inside of this whale.
I mean, there's some quotes that are just like that. It's like, oh, the TARDIS is smaller now, and Peter Capaldi's like, Clara, if the TARDIS landed with its true weight, it would fracture the surface of the Earth. Like that. It's like, what?
Yeah.
How does that work? That doesn't make any sense. Unless it's like...
And then there were those other things which are just cheap throwaway gags, like when 13th Doctor was like, had the TARDIS lifted up on like a forklift or something?
Yeah.
Which was like looking up and like, as you would with a car. Like you'd lift a car up and then have your hands up in the gears and whatever underneath the car.
Yeah.
But it's the TARDIS and she's got like hose pipes and stuff in her hands. It's like, okay.
I like that.
Again, it's like a cheap throwaway gag, but it's also a bit odd.
Yeah. Or when the Daleks are trying to destroy the TARDIS, and Clara's like, haha, well, good luck, because she's indestructible. And Missy's like, did the Doctor tell you that? Because you should never believe a man about a vehicle.
Yeah.
Another good quote from that episode is like, do you know what you've got here, Daleks? It's the dog's unmentionables. And you know...
I do love Michelle Gomez.
And you know all about those, don't you? And she like, fiddles with a wee Dalek's ball.
Yeah. Michelle Gomez makes a great like Missy, and she's great in everything, isn't she?
Yeah.
She was great in Sabrina, she was great in Bad Education, she was really, really good in that.
I haven't seen Sabrina.
Have you not? I haven't seen the whole thing, I've seen a few episodes, but she was good in that.
Yeah.
She plays like a sort of demon-y thing, I
Oh,
think.
right.
I sort of stopped watching before I really figured it out, but she played a demon who was taken the form of a witch who lives in the town.
Right.
In order to deceive Sabrina in some way.
Right.
But she was good in that.
It's pretty Riverdale-ish, isn't it? Sabrina the Teenage Witch?
Yeah, but it's also better than Riverdale from my experience. I've watched some of Riverdale. I think I stopped watching after the end of season 4. Archie, one of the main characters, had a fist fight with a bear and didn't die.
What?
And I thought, well, this is perhaps the time to stop watching.
Were you watching The Revenant?
But Chloe and I switched it off. And I thought, oh, Sabrina, that's meant to be like, alright. And I put it on and I realised, oh yeah, it's set in the same universe, because they mention, like, Greendale is where Sabrina's set and Riverdale is where Riverdale is set.
Yeah.
And they mention that each other's towns a couple of times every now and then.
Yeah.
So, oh yeah, they're in the same sort of universe. But it is better. It's not scary, but it has some interesting ideas about the way magic works and stuff like that.
I mean, I don't like Riverdale. I tried watching it and it was just like, no thank you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check out now.
Yeah, no, it's Sabrina's worth a look, but take it with, instead of a pinch of salt, just a big old handful of salt.
A block of salt.
It's a big block of Himalayan rock salt. Take it with that and just sort of go with the flow a bit, and it is quite good. But if you start to sort of take apart the characters and their motivations and stuff, it becomes less good.
Yeah. When you start to analyse it, it starts becoming less good. Jesus Christ.
One thing I do want to say is, looking at restaurants during the COVID era is really stressful. Looking at Blondfell Foch and the Doctor sat in that restaurant and the waiter's like right there next to them. It's like, oh, that's really stressful. Where are all of your masks? What's going on? It's weird how, like, we've only been doing this for, like, not even since the start of the year, but, like, this hasn't been, it's not a long-standing thing. And yet already I'm looking at, like I say, there's footage of people dining in a restaurant and going, oh, bloody hell, what's I doing?
Yeah.
Put a mask on, sit 10 feet away from this other person.
I do love the fact that the Doctor can just sit in like a restaurant and like have a chat with his friends. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like, I doubt you'd ever see that with like a classic Doctor Who or anything like that. But it's like the Doctor's like he's still a person that can have a laugh now and then, and he's not just the oncoming storm kind of.
Yeah. I know what you mean. It's the it's sort of the human side of the Doctor and the Time Lord side of the Doctor. Of like, the Time Lord side is this sort of relentless oncoming storm type thing, but then the human side is David Tennant falling in love with Rose and being like, oh well, I want to live in this alternate universe with her, but I can't.
Yeah. And he goes, Rose Tyler, whew, your connection has been severed.
Yeah.
It's reconnecting on FaceTime. I better just hang up.
So, Rose, it's your Wi-Fi. Sorry, it's your Wi-Fi, Rose. Sorry. The Wi-Fi on Bad Wolf Beach, it's really bad. Sorry.
Dalek Ulfstrat. Dalek? No, Dalek.
Also, do you know what there was in this episode? There was some of my favourite camera work. ECUs. An extreme close-up. I love them. There's some of my
so
favourite.
Close.
Anything of it. So, like, just eyes and nose.
Yeah.
Love it.
Only a killer would know that. Oh, fucking hell, I can see her nostrils. But yeah, I enjoyed this episode.
So did I. It had some interesting things to say, and it said them well.
Yeah, it had some funny bits. Mickey and Rose's relationship, I'm not bothered about anymore. Mickey needs
I'm not invested.
Mickey just needs to get himself someone who doesn't run away and frame him for murder. You know.
I wrote a note here. How good would it have been if Mickey became the next big enemy? Like, he gets corrupted and becomes some kind of insane, like, serial killer type thing. He, like, goes to some sort of university and learns all about time travel and quantum physics, and he becomes, like, this crazy enemy. How great would that be?
He's so embittered by Rose's manipulation. He's like, fuck's sake. And then he finds, like, a TARDIS or something like that, and he just goes off and just, like...
No, he grows a TARDIS, Dan. He gets a piece of coral from the North Sea or something, and he grows a TARDIS, obviously.
Yeah. They're like eggs as well, so TARDISes aren't mammals either.
No. TARDISes aren't mammals. What are they then? Reptiles? Birds?
I don't know. I don't know if it's an egg or like a bit of tree or something, or a root.
Well,
I can't remember.
The egg I don't really get, because, like, the thing I like about the 10th Doctor, 9th Doctor TARDIS is it's a bit sort of... It looks like coral.
Yeah.
And it does make me think, like, oh, it's like... It looks like it's grown. Right? It looks more organic than...
Yeah.
Like a built control room sort of thing.
Uh-huh. Do you know what? I don't like the fact that David Tennant keeps the TARDIS the way it is. I like the fact that every Doctor has their own...
Has their own TARDIS.
Yeah, because Matt Smith... We'll get to that, obviously. But Matt Smith sort of gets a new one for, like, 5 episodes, then fucks off, and Peter Capaldi's like, oh, so wait, why am I just stuck with the one that Matt used for about 2 seconds?
So it's just mine now. Matt's done with it. Can I have it then? Yeah.
Matt might be the only Doctor that I know of that's had 2 separate TARDISes in his run.
I do really like the orange one though, the sort of coppery, orangey, brassy, that sort of thing. I like that.
Yeah, I like that. I've got to say, I like 13's TARDIS. It's pretty cool. I want a purple one though. We haven't had a dark purple one. I want a purple one.
Okay, I'll try and put a good word in to see if I can get a purple one down.
Get Chibbers to write that one.
Come on, Chibbers.
Come on,
give me a purple TARDIS.
Come on, Chib.
Oh, good old Chibbers. What a guy,
Yeah.
Chibbers, eh?
Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. But I think I've ran out of notes for this episode.
I think I also have. Yeah, have you got a closing statement, Cocker?
I do. An interesting look at the morality of the Doctor and a psychopath, promoting the idea of there being a better way of dealing with bad people.
Yes, indeed. Great example of classic sci-fi. It is like you said about that morality thing. It's like, I think that's what sci-fi is to me. It's turning up these very basic human questions and turning them up to 11.
Yes.
And just seeing what shakes loose, sort of thing. And I love this sort of Russell T Davies era, really high quality stuff. The dialogue's really good ideas. I'd really like it.
Yes.
The Slithian might be some of my favourite monsters. They're absolutely brilliant.
They are pretty good. I'd like to see different families of the Slithian. Not the Slithian.
Don't you mean the Blatherine from the Sarah Jane?
That's
Adventures?
right. Or the another one that they just sort of go, It has to end in "in," and it has to.
Yeah, Blatherine, and they were kind of like brown instead of being green.
Yeah, but I want to see.
What appears to be a bowl of salad.
I'd want to see more Raxacoricophalopatorians because that's just a nice concept that was just never picked up again.
Yeah, because I do like the idea that it's the
poor Raxacoricophalopatorius get a shit name. Like all we see is like horrible families. Where's the good ones? Where's the nice ones? Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's precisely what I mean. Is I do like the idea that they're the same species, all these Raxicoricophalopatorians. They're all the same species, but they're different families. I find that very interesting. It's like the Slitheen are a space mafia, the Blatherine are a space mafia.
Yeah.
I like the idea that they're all slightly different families with slightly different motivations. It's more interesting than just like, yes, everybody from... It's like the Star Trek thing. Every single person from Vulcan loves logic and maths. Mm-hmm. Every single one of them.
Yeah.
The planet of 7 billion people. Every single... Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's more interesting to have this criminal empire, space mafia type thing.
Yeah, because there's just... Like, our planet is just absolutely a cornucopia of difference and variety.
Precisely, yeah.
It's just like, okay, what's this? Who's this planet? They're green, they're big, and they kill people. Oh, cool. World building there.
Yes, stunning, superb world building. Anyway, we've done closing statements, haven't we? Is it time for a cheeky bit of shit?
It is.
Oh, lovely.
I am on Instagram at O'Hiram. I'm on Facebook at Daniel K Actor. I'm on Twitter at Kerzo2000. What are you on, Lewis?
I am on Instagram at Lewis_Brindley. I'm on Twitter at LewisBrindley4. And I have a Facebook page called Lewis Brindley. And we have a Facebook page.
Yes.
Called Shouting Into the Void. Go and take a look.
Go have a wee look.
Go on Facebook and type in Shouting Into the Void. And then find us and be like, oh, that's them.
There they are.
And like it, follow it, whatever you do on Facebook. Have a look. Have a cheeky look.
Absolutely. We're on Podomatic, we're on Spotify, we're on Apple Podcasts, we have a YouTube channel, we're on Deezer, we're on Google Podcasts, we're on Amazon Podcasts, we have a PayPal donate button, so anything you can spare would just really help us out and mean the world to us.
It would indeed. Helps the podcast going.
Definitely. We're on Patreon, and we want to take an opportunity to thank our wonderful patrons, Chloe.
Thank you.
Darius.
Thank you.
Sophie.
Thank you.
Peter.
Thank you.
Dietja.
Thank you.
And of course, Richard.
Thank you.
Thank you, one and all. You make this podcast possible, and we love doing this. So, yeah, thanks so much for supporting us.
Yes, we do. We absolutely love doing the podcast. It means the world that you're able to support us, able to help us pay the hosting fees and all the weird things you don't think of that are involved in a podcast. So thank you.
Definitely. We also have merch. If you want a tote bag, a t-shirt, a mug, a jumper, all sorts of things, you can go on to Teespring and Redbubble, have a wee look, see what's there, see what strikes your fancy, just for browsing if you like. Just give it a wee look and see what. Yeah,
have a cheeky look around.
That's right. And last but certainly not least, we are partnered with a fantastic company called Number 12 Crochet Avenue, and Lewis has some fantastic things to say that are entirely true. Lewis.
There we go. Number 12 Crochet Avenue is a business run by my amazing wife in which she crochets and designs and is incredibly good at it. The Instagram that she runs is at Number 12 Crochet Avenue. It's just those words. And if you want to go and check it out, that would mean the absolute world to me, mean the absolute world to her, mean the absolute world to everybody in the entire world, interestingly. But yes, the Instagram is absolutely beautiful. She does commissions. She makes things to sell on. It's absolutely amazing. Make sure to go and check it out and have a look. Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, what's the next episode? I believe it's Bad Wolf next.
It is Bad Wolf.
Woo!
Next.
We're nearly done.
Directed by Joe Ahern, written by RTD and Terry Nation.
Yeah,
loads of stuff.
Terry Nation.
Well, it certainly seems
really.
So. That's what it says on IMDb. Writers Russell T Davis and Terry Nation.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah,
I thought Terry Nation created the Daleks, folks.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
So there you go. So yeah, tune in for that next week.
Yes, tune in for that. We'll be talking about whatever the hell goes on in that episode. I can't wait. Captain Jack pulls a gun out of his bum or something. Yep. Fantastic. Let's talk about that.
See you then.
See you then. Bye.
Bye.